thousands of years ago, along the silent banks of the Nile River, one of the greatest civilizations in human history rose beneath the blazing Egyptian sun. Ancient Egypt became a land of pyramids, golden temples, powerful pharaohs, and mysterious gods. But when the sun disappeared beyond the desert horizon, everything changed for the ancient Egyptians. Nighttime was not peaceful. Darkness carried uncertainty, spirits, danger, and ancient fear. Tonight, we quietly journey into the mysterious world of ancient Egypt after sunset, to discover why the ancient Egyptians feared the night. During the daytime, Egypt felt alive with movement and light. Farmers worked beside the Nile River. Boats drifted slowly across calm waters. Merchants filled crowded marketplaces with spices, fabrics, and precious stones. Priests performed sacred rituals inside magnificent temples decorated with gold and hieroglyphs. And high above the world, the great sun god Ra traveled across the sky. To the ancient Egyptians, the sun represented life itself. Its warmth protected the land. Its light brought order to the world. Without the sun, there would be only chaos. But every evening, Ra disappeared. The bright skies slowly faded into darkness. The desert cooled beneath the stars, and Egypt entered a dangerous and uncertain time. The ancient Egyptians believed that when night arrived, Ra began a terrifying journey through the underworld. This underworld was known as the Duat. It was a mysterious realm hidden beneath the world of the living, according to Egyptian belief. Ra traveled through the Duat each night aboard a sacred solar boat, but the journey was never peaceful. The underworld was filled with darkness, chaos, spirits, and terrifying creatures waiting in the shadows. The greatest threat of all was Apophis, a massive serpent of chaos. Each night, Apophis attempted to destroy Ra before sunrise. The Egyptians believed that if Ra failed, the sun would never rise again. The world would remain trapped in darkness forever. And so, every sunrise represented victory. A victory of light over darkness, order over chaos, life over destruction. Throughout Egypt, people prayed for Ra's safe return. Inside enormous temples illuminated by torchlight, priests performed sacred nighttime rituals. Incense drifted slowly through the air. Ancient chants echoed through stone halls. Statues of gods stood silently beneath flickering flames. The atmosphere felt mysterious, sacred, and deeply connected to unseen forces. For ordinary Egyptians, nighttime brought many fears. Without sunlight, the desert became cold and dangerous. Wild animals moved silently through the darkness. Jackals wandered beside tombs, snakes hid beneath rocks and sand, and strange sounds echoed across the empty desert beneath the moonlight. Many Egyptians believed evil spirits traveled freely after sunset. Some feared curses placed by angry gods. Others feared ghosts of the dead returning from the underworld. Families often placed magical amulets inside their homes for protection. Sacred symbols were painted beside doorways, and prayers were whispered quietly before sleep. To the Egyptians, the boundary between the world of the living and the world of the dead felt thinner during the night. Death itself stood at the center of Egyptian belief. The Egyptians spent enormous effort preparing for the afterlife. Massive pyramids and tombs rose across the desert sands. Treasure, food, gold, statues, and sacred writings were buried beside the dead, because Egyptians believed the soul continued its journey after death. But reaching eternal peace was not easy. According to ancient belief, souls entering the afterlife faced dangerous trials within the underworld. One of the most famous moments was the weighing of the heart. In this ceremony, the heart of the dead was weighed against the feather of truth. If the heart remained pure, the soul could enter eternal paradise. But if the heart was filled with evil, it would be consumed forever by a terrifying creature known as Amit. This fear of judgment shaped Egyptian life. People believed every action mattered. Every decision carried consequences beyond death itself. And so, nighttime reminded Egyptians of the fragile balance between life and destruction. Yet despite these fears, the Egyptians also found beauty within the darkness. Moonlight reflected peacefully across the Nile River. Torches flickered softly beside temple walls. The desert grew silent beneath endless stars. The pyramids stood motionless beneath the night sky, like ancient guardians watching over the land. Egyptian astronomers carefully studied the heavens. The movement of stars guided religious ceremonies and agricultural life beside the Nile. To the Egyptians, the night sky was alive with divine meaning. The stars represented gods, spirits, and eternal life. Some historians believe the pyramids themselves were aligned with important constellations. The pharaohs hoped their souls would rise into the heavens after death and join the eternal stars. As the long hours of darkness slowly passed, Egypt waited for the return of dawn. Then finally, the first golden light appeared across the horizon. Ra had defeated the forces of chaos once again. The sun returned and life began anew. For thousands of years, this daily cycle reminded the ancient Egyptians that light could always overcome darkness. Today, the temples of Egypt still rise beside the Nile River. Its pyramids continue, standing beneath the desert sky. And although the voices of the ancient Egyptians disappeared long ago, their mysteries continue to fascinate the modern world. Thank you for joining this relaxing journey into ancient Egypt. And tonight, as darkness quietly surrounds the modern world, the ancient fears of the Egyptian night still echo softly through history.